guys, and welcome to a new episode of the Football Show. So we're going to talk about yesterday's FA Cup quarter-final draw, and also we're going to talk about today's Champions League games. And no, Karabakh are not going to play this time. They got knocked out by Newcastle. But let's start with the FA Cup. West Ham knocked Brentford out on penalties, 2-2 draw, but West Ham win on penalties. As West Ham go through to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup, and that means the FA Cup draw quarter-final happens. Southampton against Arsenal, West Ham against Leeds United, Chelsea against Port Vale, and Manchester City against Liverpool. I mean, you got great story. I mean, great story for Port Vale. They're going to go play against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be a great journey for them and for the fans. They would love it. The players would love it, of course. And a great achievement that Port Vale reached the quarterfinals. But yes, the Arsenal play Southampton away. That should be an Arsenal win. Chelsea against Port Vale. Chelsea should win that. West Ham against Leeds. I mean, these two are fighting to stay in the relegation, and they have a chance to play at Wembley in the semi-final. So I think it's kind of a 50-50, but West Ham are at home, so maybe they might have a better chance. And then you got Manchester City against Liverpool. Manchester City should win that game, but obviously it's also a big game between these two. And City, they have a very good record against Liverpool this season. 3-0 win at home, and obviously coming back from the way they did at Anfield 2-1. So it's a great game. It's always a fascinating clash between these two in the FA, whether it's FA Cup, Carabao Cup, or whatever. So I mean, City should win, but it's and they're at home. But these kind of things, anything can happen. Liverpool could turn up and be at their best, whereas City they could be not. So who knows? But City, I mean, that means City have got really tricky fixtures in the next 7-8 games. They've got Real Madrid away in the first leg of Champions League. They've got West Ham away. Then they've got Real Madrid in the second leg. Then they've got Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. Then they've got Liverpool in the FA Cup. Then they've got Chelsea. Or before Chelsea, they could play Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich. And then after Chelsea, they could play second leg in Champions League quarter-final against Bayern Munich. And then they'll play against Arsenal. I mean, they've got really, really difficult fixtures. They've got season-defining fixtures from the Madrid game until the 19th of April against Arsenal. So it's crunch time for City now, isn't it? So yeah, let's see how they're going to step it up and how they're going to cope with it. But yeah, I mean Chelsea but it's great. I think it's great for Arsenal that City have got a difficult fixture, because obviously Arsenal, they're going to Southampton away, which is no disrespect to them, but Arsenal could play a second string side against Southampton, whereas City, they're going to have to go strong against Liverpool. So yeah. Now let's move on to today's Champions League games. The Champions League is back. I'm really, really excited. The knockout stage is really, the playoffs finished, but the real knockout stage will start today, the round of 16. You've got Galatasaray against Liverpool. Liverpool, I mean, they've obviously not been in the best conditions this season. They're still in FA Cup, they're still in Champions League. In the Premier League, they've been quite inconsistent. In the Premier League, they are 6th in the Premier League, where they are also 3 points behind Aston Villa and United. And they've been inconsistent this season. They lost to Wolves, even though they beat Wolves in FA Cup. And they also lost to Galatasaray early in the season, 1-0, which is probably one of the games where it started the downfall for Liverpool this season. And Galatasaray, I think they won the game 1-0, but they could have won by more, if I'm being very honest. So yeah, whereas Galatasaray, obviously they've got very good players, quality players like Özilman, Gundogan, Sane, and these kind of very good players that they have, experienced players. In the Turkish league, they are leading the pack. They are 4 points clear of their rivals, Fenerbahce. As not only they are also, leading the Turkish league, also they're playing the Turkish Cup, where they're doing really well in that competition as well. So yeah, but obviously playing Turkish league is completely different to playing Champions League. And for sure, I think if Galatasaray want to knock Liverpool out, they're gonna have to beat them in the first leg. Has to be the game where the Galatasaray beat Liverpool, because I can't see Galatasaray going to Anfield and winning there. I can't see it. It might happen, but I can't see it. Galatasaray have to make most of their home leg. That's for sure. If Liverpool can come away with this leg with avoiding a defeat, I think they should be fine in the second leg. So it's a very important game for both sides, but I think it's more important for Galatasaray because for the qualification, I think they have to win this game, in my opinion. So yeah. And obviously the atmosphere will be absolutely electric there. For sure there will be banners of "Welcome to Hell," as they always do, the Galatasaray fans. So my prediction, I'm going for a 1-1 draw. I think it will be 1-1 draw. I think Liverpool should qualify, but I expect the first leg to be 1-1. Atalanta against Bayern Munich, it might be a tricky game for Bayern. Atalanta are a decent side. They can play good football, and yes, they're not like hitting the strides in the Serie A as they're seventh, but they're a good team. They can play very good football. Obviously, it's a new looking Atalanta side because they went away from the days of Gasperini. So it's a new looking Atalanta side. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to do this in this knockout stages. Bayern Munich obviously they're in the best form. They're looking really good. They've been fantastic this season, except the game against Arsenal. They've been playing very good football, and for sure one of the best teams in Europe this season. One of the teams that is in the strongest condition to win the Champions League. But obviously, you need a bit of luck, of course. And Bayern Munich, if they beat Atalanta, they're going to have to play City in the quarterfinals or Real Madrid, and then the semi-finals they could play Liverpool, PSG, Chelsea. So yeah, but if you want to be the best, you have to be the best. As simple as that. But I expect Bayern Munich to win this game, and I expect them to qualify. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Bayern Munich. Newcastle United against Barcelona. Very tricky game for Barcelona. Obviously, Newcastle at home with their home fans, they're going to be up for it. They're going to be pumped up. They're going to be very passionate, and they're going to make a lot of noise, try to put pressure on Barcelona players. Will not be easy game for Barcelona. Newcastle will give it everything. They'll give it everything what they have. Obviously, they've not had the best season, domestically. Far away from the top four, out of the Carabao Cup and FA Cup by Manchester City. So it's their only. They're not going to win the Champions League. They're not going to win the Premier League. So if they want to save their season, they're going to have to try to qualify for Europe in the Premier League and also have a good run in the Champions League. So, which is unlikely, if I'm being very honest, that both things can happen. They can qualify in Europe, yeah, but having a good run in Champions League, I don't think so. But yeah, let's see what happens. But it would be tricky. I mean, Barcelona beat Newcastle early season, but if you remember that game, Newcastle started the game really, really well, and then the second half, it took for a Rashford brilliance for Barcelona to get into control in the game, start to take the tempo really well, and they went on to win the game. So yeah, will not be easy. I expect Barcelona to qualify, but this game will for sure be very difficult for Barcelona. I think Newcastle will give a good fight. I'm going for a 2-2 draw on that one. So yeah. Atletico Madrid against Tottenham. I mean, if Atletico Madrid get knocked out by Tottenham in this tie, I mean, that would be absolutely embarrassing. It would be embarrassing for Atletico, and it would be embarrassing for La Liga. I've seen a tweet someone that say that this tie is very important for the reputation of La Liga. Maybe because obviously the Spanish teams against the Premier League teams, they've not had the best record. So yeah, of course it's not ideal. That La Liga reputation is on the line in this one, but at the same time, I think they should win. Really, they should go through over 2 legs. They're at home against Tottenham. However, Diego Simeone was kind of playing underdogs mentality, where he was saying, let me get the quotes that he was saying, because I found it absolutely strange, because where is he? Where is it? Because he said something like, you know, Tottenham finished fourth in the league phase, and we qualified through the playoffs. Yeah, but Tottenham had more kind fixtures where you Atletico, you Simeone had to play Arsenal, Liverpool away. I think you had to play, I don't remember which other team they had to play. I think they had to play some difficult games as well. It's not like, you know, Atletico had everything in their way easy and they didn't qualify. Like, where's the, like, I really don't get why Simeone is playing this kind of underdog thing, because, yeah, I really don't get it. Yeah, that's what he said. We're not the favourites against Tottenham. Remember, Tottenham came fourth in the league phase. We came through the playoffs. It's clear that we're not the favourites. Listen, you might say, listen, if Simeone said that, you know, will not be easy game, we can't underestimate the opposition, we have to be careful, complacency could kill us from qualifying for the quarterfinals, I would appreciate him saying that. We cannot be complacent, we cannot underestimate Tottenham. I would respect him for saying that. To say we're not the favourites. What? It's the same team that haven't won a game in all year. It's the same team that are fighting for relegation. And you Atletico, yeah, Atletico have been consistent season, but they're a team that is capable of beating good teams, like I think against Real Madrid and Barcelona. If Atletico get knocked out by Tottenham, that would be absolutely embarrassing. And Tottenham, like, what's hope for them? I mean, listen, Atletico they're usually strong at home, so I expect them to win this game. In the second leg, I mean, it depends how many goals Atletico score as well. Because if Atletico win this game like 3-0, 4-0, then yeah, it's game over, finished for Tottenham in the second leg. But if it's like, let's say 1-0, 2-1, I think Tottenham might have a chance. Because you know, I don't think Atletico Madrid away from home in the record in Europe is that great. So yeah, but I expect surely Atletico are going to go through and qualify for 2 legs. I mean, I can't say this Tottenham side, you know, beating this Atletico Madrid side over 2 legs, considering how terrible they've been. So yeah, my score prediction, I'm going for a 2-0 win for Atletico Madrid. That's it, guys. Thank you. I wish you have a nice day. See you next time, and goodbye.